What's up, everybody? This is Shad with West Coast Styles. I am joined this evening with Tash from the Licks. Thank you so much for joining us, sir. We really appreciate your time.
Oh man, my pleasure, man. I pulled over the car to be with y'all, man. So I couldn't make it to where I was going to record this thing, so I pulled over to be with y'all, man. So let's shoot, man.
No, well, much appreciated. So let's take it back to the beginning. Who are some of your early musical influences?
You mean way? You talking about early? How far are you talking about going back? You talking about rap music?
As far back as you want to go. I know you're from Ohio, and there's a lot of funk that comes out of there. So
yeah, that's what I was about to say. Like I go all the way back. Like some people that follow my career and everything, they know this. But when I was a kid, I was on tour with Al Green, man. My mom lucked up and got a job. Her best friend was a lady named Lou Dean that she went to high school with. She grew up. My mom was like, best friends since they was kids and everything. And Lou Dean ended up actually having a baby by Al Green, but they weren't married. And they had a son named Norman. We called him Poopy and everything. So me and Poopy were best friends. And the lady, Lou Dean, and my mom were best friends. So Al wanted Lou Dean to go on the road with him. And she said, I'll go on the road, but you're going to be doing the rap, the music superstar stuff. So, I want to bring Tanya with me to help with the baby and all that. And she had a baby too, Rico. That was me. So I got homeschooled. I was on Al Green tour when I was like 4. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, wow.
And, and all this thing. So that soul, that music part the music always been in and my dad was in the group too. Rest in peace. He got murdered when I was young, but he was in a group called the Chandlers. So it's in my bones for sure. But as far as like musically, man, I grew up on the same rap music that everybody else did, so I was a humongous Run DMC. I thought Run was the coolest thing ever, you know what I'm saying? LL, who else? I grew up on the same people everybody else did. So I was a fan first, and then
audio dropped.
Are you there?
Oh, yep, I got you. The last thing I heard you say was you said I was a fan first.
Yeah, I was saying I was a fan. My phone, I forgot to turn my ringer off, man. I apologize, man. You have to edit that or something.
No worries.
Somebody blowing me up, and I keep hitting this button. But anyway, yeah, I was a fan first and everything, and how I got into rapping, really, I was just a fan. And then the song by Biz Markie came out, and I tell you the truth, I was living with E Swift because of E Swift and his dad, my Uncle Robert, and he was a DJ, and he used to basically, he was like at his time, he was like the hottest DJ around our peers. You know what I'm saying? Like he was doing parties all over LA. So he wasn't known on the radio. He wasn't, he didn't have no rappers and none of that shit. He was just a hot ass DJ. They used to do shit at USC and all these different colleges. And I was to tag along back when they had the big crates, the turntables with the crates and all that. Mm-hmm. My job was just to get at the party for free. I just carry his crates and I'm in. So that's what I started doing. And then I was into the girls and everything. So the whole thing was that Biz Markie came up with a song called "Make the Music with Your Mouth Biz." That's what it's called. The one to go boom boom, and I don't know what it was about that beat. Like I have no clue to this day. That's always gonna be my favorite beat because that's the first time I attempted to rap, and when I did it, I wrote a rap to that beat because I love the beat so much. And when I did it, I told Swift I had a rap. I told him, I said, "Hey man, I wrote a rap to that Biz Markie beat," and he just laughed at me. He's like, "Yeah, whatever." Grab the shit, we grab the crate so we can get up out of here and all this and everything. He ain't paid no attention to me. And I told him, I said, when you get at the party, you got that microphone. I said, I'm gonna grab that microphone. I said, you're gonna be surprised. Watch. And I told him I was gonna grab the mic. And then we got up there and everything, and I just had one. I had memorized it. I hadn't even said it to him yet. I don't think I said it to him. I might have said it on the way there or something like that. But anyway, I got on that mic. Huh?
Do you remember it?
I said, I don't think twice. I like my Hennessy with ice. It's something about party, and I forgot what. I just made it up. It'll pop in before this interview is up, and some of the words will pop in because it's my first rap. And when I did it, everybody that was in the crowd, Swift was like debuting the Biz Markie record. You know what I'm saying? Mm. But he played the instrumental, so everybody thought that was my record. You know what I'm saying? So they thought I was a hell of a new MC, and Swift was, he was kicking back watching like, damn. Rick rocking that shit, like, and he started like, damn, and the whole thing was that from that point on, I only had one rap. And Swift had a whole bunch of parties, so I used to go to every single party and say that one rap. You know what I'm saying? And so pretty soon, the same crowd that was following all these parties, they started memorizing the rap and all this. And then it just turned into and by the way, that rap was 30 years ago, man. So you know what I'm saying? Like I ain't no whack MC just because I don't remember my first rap, but it was 30 years ago.
No, but that's cool. That's a great memory. Now you guys
But
started...
after that happened, though, Swift was like, man, he said, man, you rocking this shit, you killing it. So, and then he got some equipment, he started making beats, and that's how the whole shit started. You know what I'm saying? We just started rocking together. You know, being
Yeah,
serious
you guys started as a duo, correct? Before J-Ro got involved?
Yup, Tash and
How did
Swift.
that all evolve?
I mean, like I said, as soon as I started rapping on the mic, that night, Swift knew he had something because I had practiced it for like 2 weeks before I even mentioned that I had a rap, you know? So I was tight with it. And then, you know, from that point on, me and him started making demo tapes as, you know, we was just like still solo kind of. He was still making beats for a lot of people, but it was Tash and Swift. And we had a deal at A&M, and then the body that we was dealing with got fired or something, and then that fell apart. We just hit the, you know, we was let down. We kind of like, we just said, you know what, we gotta think of another plan. And at about that same time, we got a friend of ours named Cousin Kev. We call him Cousin Kev. His name is Kevin Henderson. He owns a
there we go.
workout facility. It's called Hold Your Weight in Hollywood, out of LA and everything. But he's the one that introduced us to J-Ro. And then J-Ro came around and we started being best friends. We were friends before he was a rapper, I was a rapper. So at first it was competitive, you know, and this and that. And then like we started doing, I think the first song me and J-Ro did, and the funny part is that like they talk about like, you know, I'm gonna tell you about this weed shit that we into now and everything, but like as far as music and weed and marijuana, like our first demo in '89, the first song we ever did was called Pass the Joint. You know, before we was the alcoholics, you know what I'm saying?
Oh wow.
So we ain't new to this whole marijuana thing. We was like 17 talk about this shit, you know what I'm saying? But like basically me and J-Ro, we did a couple demos, and we did a song called I Guess Funky, and we did a song with MC8 from Compton's Most Wanted.
Yeah.
And that was on the demo. It's called The Nigga Coming. And then what happened was no, people started, because we were still solo. Swift was just a solo DJ, just doing the DJ parties and making beats and everything. And then J-Ro was a solo artist and I was a solo artist. But we made like 5 or 6 songs together, just rapping together. And it was like, y'all sound so different. For some reason, this shit sound good because y'all so vastly different. You know what I'm saying? And this and that. And then we just started saying, fuck it, we just did a whole bunch of songs, and we need a name for a group. So the first name of the group, I mean, first it was kids. First name of the group that we came up with was called ESP, and that stood for Everyday Street Poets. So we was going up to the Good Life and all that. We're serving people. We're serving it, and like I can tell you hella stories. Like I was supposed to battle Corrupt in Simi Valley and all this shit.
Oh.
we got up there. We both realized we had something, so we, instead of battling, we just started saying our best raps and shit. But I was looking at him, I was looking at that motherfucker like, nigga, just saying this to you. You know what I'm saying? But you know,
well, that's definitely a
moved down the street.
Who won those battles?
It wasn't really a battle, but I say me, but he gonna say him, so it don't matter. You know, I have my homeboys that say me, and then he have his homeboys that say him. But it wasn't no battle. It was just like we were saying our best rap. We was talking about, we was rapping about chicks. We was rapping about freestyling and all this shit. We was rapping about what we was looking at, but it was just one of the classic moments. But you know, that was before that, but that was way before we was the alcoholics and way before he was Corrupt. I mean, way before he was with Dre and Snoop and all them. That's why I've literally known Corrupt for like 30 years, man.
Wow.
So, maybe longer. I don't know, but.
So when and how did King T come into the fold?
Oh, that was J-Ro's people. In actuality, King T used to DJ for J-Ro back when they was in high school and all that. So that's how that started. Then King T started rapping. And then J-Ro brought us around King T because King T was like a hell of a celebrity when we was kids. Like, I mean, still is, but
Mhm.
when we was kids, we used to look up to him. He was only 2 years old. I don't know why I always thought he was way older than me, but he wasn't. He had shit that as kids that most motherfuckers didn't have. He had the cars, the fat chains, the rings, the money. I mean, the fat, money with the rubber band around it. You know what I'm saying? All
Yeah.
this shit we wanted. We look at this motherfucker like, damn, like we gotta be like him. But we jumping out of limos. He took us on tour. It's crazy how that whole shit started with him, because really it started with Swift and Tila. Well, Tila's King T, but it started with Swift and Tila because, I mean, as far as us getting on record and all that, studios
Mhm.
and stuff. Swift used to be King T's barber. We was his friend. We was his
Oh,
homies and shit.
wow.
He used to be King T's barber. And I don't know if you know the old school shit, but King T had a DJ on his first couple records. That his name was Keith Cooley. And I don't know if Keith Cooley fucked up. I don't know what. I heard all kinds of different stories about what happened to Keith Cooley, but King T couldn't mess with Keith Cooley no more. He was like, man, I'm cool. And then he was over there. So E Swift was over there cutting King T's hair. I think it was at Pool House or somebody's house. And in the middle of the haircut, all of a sudden, King T needed a DJ. And he had turntables sitting right there because he got an apartment with turntables. And E Swift was like, man, I got you. I DJ and everything. He did a little audition right there. And everything since then, it's been E Swift has been his DJ. And, King T took us on the road with him and was the hype man. And we do a little song. We do our songs, right before him. So I really owe a lot to King T, just for having faith in us and putting us in a position, I mean,
Were your first appearance on Wax as the Alcoholics on a King T record?
yeah, it's a long story behind that too, man. I know my stories be long, huh? It's
No,
like
that's
they're long,
okay.
right?
That's okay.
I want to bore
I'm a
the people.
professional, but I'm a fan first. So I very much appreciate and enjoy hearing all this stuff.
But if you're new to the Tash legacy or whatever you call it, man, yeah, we came out with King T. He tried to put us on together, like as the Alcoholics and everything. But I went to Columbus, man. I got in some trouble and shit. Like, it was a crazy story, but I got caught with a gun that was stolen in a robbery and all this, and they tried to blame it on me. But when it happened, I was in Los Angeles. So the day that happened, but I just had to prove it. And I was in jail. So when they did, I got a badge, that came out on King T's album. I was back there, handling that, and it was whack because it was, that wasn't even me. I was doing it really for protection because this dude, I beat up this dude because he fucked with. I mean, it was a long story with that too, but I did it to the wrong dude. And it was like a drug dealer dude, and he said he was gonna kill me. So I just want to get it. It got me some protection. That's it. And I got caught with it, and it was all bad. But so I thought my career was never gonna start. I thought it was over before it began because they was shooting a video in California. I mean, they was dropping the release of the Alcoholics, and I wasn't even on there. They did a couple songs without me. So I thought it was over with. But as soon as I got back to California after all that, as soon as I touched down, we touched down with open arms, and we just started working on the album.
How did you guys get connected with Steve Rifkin and Loud?
That was through we know this guy named he's crazy too. His name is Fabian Duvernay. We call him Fade. And Fade, he was an A&R at Loud right when they started, and he was trying to bring groups to Steve. And I think he bought Madcap. There was a group called Madcap, and the guy from Chicago, Tongue Twister. I think he bought them two through at first, and I don't think the deals worked out or something. So technically, I think we was the first one to drop a single, an album, a video, all the shit as like a first artist. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people say we was the first group on Loud, but I know Madcap dropped their shit too. Tongue Twister never did, but I don't know. But that's how we met him, through Fade.
You definitely set a great precedent, and just as a fan too, Loud, I think, has just one of the most impressive discographies as far as hip hop labels. I mean, you got you guys, Pun, Wu-Tang Clan, some of their solo acts, Exhibit. I mean, you guys set the bar high, and we as fans, we all appreciate that, because had it been different, they might not have gotten all the other talent that they did as well.
Well, thank you, man. Shout out to Exhibit too, man. On Saturday, he just showed up to my video shoot. So shout out to X to the Z. You know what I'm saying? We back in business, you know. I
Oh,
love that dude.
for
You know.
sure.
But
And
what was the question you asked me right there?
oh
You
no,
said
I'm
Loud
sorry,
had
no,
the
you're
roster,
good.
right? But that's
Yeah,
a funny
just
thing
started.
too, because the Loud roster that was composed at the time, everybody was an MC on Loud. Like everybody got their, everybody had their own niche. Everybody, basically, Wu-Tang had their shit, Mobb Deep, the Alcoholics, Exhibit, Big
R.I.P.
Pun,
Prodigy.
R.I.P. Prodigy, R.I.P. Big Pun.
Yo, for sure.
But but you know what we used to all do? It was like joining the gang and shit. We was on Loud Records because all we wanted to do was just get at Def Jam. You know what I mean? Remember how Def Jam had all their artists? And they used to walk around like there was the shit all the time. And we used to be like, dude, Loud to serve you, man. We got the hottest motherfuckers over here and everything. And every time we see them motherfuckers, it'll be a battle or be some tension or be something. We'd be like, motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? And you know, the alcoholics, we the most harmless, but I'm fun loving and easy going. But them motherfuckers used to get on my nerves, man. That's it. Like they used to think they was big shit. They used to talk like they was big shit, everything, man. Like, I don't know. But anyway, I'm just rambling now. What's happening?
No, that's cool. You're good. Let's see. We have the pleasure of being joined by Jamal. He had a little bit of a scheduling conflict, but fortunately he was able to slide in here after the interview got started. Jamal, if you want to say what up to the people, say what up to Tash.
How's it going, y'all? Thank you guys for having me on the interview. Shad, Tash, so nice to meet you, man. I've listened to the Alcoholics since I was a kid, man. I'm a huge fan. This is dope, man. This is dope.
Yeah, I'm here. Y'all here. That's all that matter, right?
Yeah, man.
We were just kind of going through some of their history, and we were kind of right at the 21 and over album right after. Did you have any questions, Jamal, that you wanted to ask, kind of pertaining to that era? And we'll jump around, so don't worry about it. But
that era. So I mean, 21 and over album. That's right around like where I kind of wanted to start asking, like, about like touring and stuff. I know around that time, like touring was huge, especially being on Loud with, heavy hitters like Exhibit and, Wu-Tang and Pun. What was that like? And, a follow-up question to that, I was looking into my history and, one tour in particular I want to talk about is something that might be random to some, but I think it was kind of funny to me because I was a fan of the band was when you guys toured with Sugar Ray. So I kind of want to ask.
I was just talking about that. I was talking about that off the air. I was just talking about the Warped Tour.
Yeah, like I want to know like how that went down and what it was like touring with a rock band, and just touring in general, back then.
I mean, that's kind of like what we was known for. We by no way, shape, or form sold as many records as Wu-Tang or a lot of other artists that was on Loud, like Big Pun. He was selling crazy, Mobb Deep. You know what I'm saying? We were really known for the tours and everything. They were calling us the Black Beastie Boys and all kinds of shit. All this, we was throwing beer on people, stage diving, doing what it, But that's how we ended up on those kind of tours, is because we used to give it all every night, and it wasn't just us walking around with the microphone. We had big blow up 40 bottles, and we set up a bar on stage and had people come drink and pull rappers out the crowd, start freestyling with them and all this, and it's just still is the life and everything. But to tell you that let me just get this off my chest before we go further in the interview. We called the Alcoholics, but we evolved. We evolved these last couple of years, man. So unfortunately, man, the Alcoholics, all three of us, man, we quit drinking. You know what I'm saying? We don't drink. I know everybody see y'all just like whatever, dude. But it's really there's fans out there that's crushed right now. They crushed. You know what I'm saying?
Well, your health comes first. I mean, so stopping drinking allowed you to keep making party music.
I said that to say this. From now on, when we drop the music on y'all, we'll be under the alias, the Smokeaholics. These are pre-rolls.
That's healthy.
That's a no-no. Adults, be available everywhere you look in a couple of weeks, man. We changed the name to the Smokeaholics because we own a company now. It's a brand. It's a weed brand. We sell weed, merchandise, music. You know what I'm saying? So we just put it all together and everything. It's legal out here. I don't know if it's legal out there in Michigan, man. You shouldn't
Yeah,
try
it
it.
is. It is.
Oh, illegal or legal?
I'm sorry. It is legal.
Oh, it's legal out there. Okay,
Yeah.
that's one of them legal.
Yep. That's
All right,
one,
well,
one of the legal states.
okay, well, I'll send you some.
Oh, much appreciated.
But what I said, but we just shot a video. Shout out to X to the Z Exhibit. If I already said that, shout him out again. But Exhibit came to my video shoot on Saturday and everything. We basically all this the weed, the this and that. We musicians first, you know what I'm saying? So I think that when I stopped drinking a year and 3 months ago, I really realized that I've never done an album clear-headed. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, yeah, I smoke my weed, yes, I do. But you know, as far as like alcohol and everything, it got to be overwhelmingly overwhelmingly a part of my life. And you know, I just want to change my ways. And then Swift and they was like, we cool. Fuck it, we just won't drink no more. We'll call ourselves the Smokesaholics and you know, do an album. So we recorded the whole thing for the smoke brand. But
Okay.
it's really the same formula as the alcoholics. We just talking about smoking instead of getting toe up, slapping drunk, you know what I'm saying, and everything. But it's still all the music,
hopefully people will follow your example too. Because I mean, just given that marijuana is less dangerous than alcohol in many respects, might as well.
Yeah, you're gonna see me on a lot of things. I'm gonna stick to my fight and everything. So I got a lot of I got all kinds of motherfuckers, like not politicians, but I got a whole bunch of people that want me to talk and speak on this because evidently it's a problem with a lot of people: drug addiction, alcohol, whatever is addictive, sex. I ain't never heard of nobody addicted to sex, but yes, I have. I'm tripping. I know. Yeah, I'm tripping. I was thinking something totally different.
No, you're good.
All right, but anyway.
No, that's cool. Yeah, we can get back to the strand for sure. But I just wanted to jump back to the music real quick. You kind of come in full circle with Jamal's question, the rock stuff. What did you think of Crazy Town's cover of your song or the Alcoholic song, Only When I'm Drunk?
That shit was crazy. But you know, speaking of, have you ever heard of one? I mean, that was crazy because they called us and asked us could they do that, right? But what I said was Sugar Ray did one too. They did Make Room. That's what I thought you was about to ask me about that one. Did you know that?
They did do that one.
Jamal, you ain't know that? Sugar
yeah,
Ray did
no,
Make Room.
I actually did. I knew that before, like way before I knew about the tour thing, which I guess I should have put 2 and 2 together because that's funny.
Oh, that's cool though. I mean, they cool dudes, man. Mark McGrath and all them and other. That same tour was a wild tour because they had a variety, a whole bunch of people. We was the only rappers on there, and who else was it? It was like Fishbone, remember Fishbone, and a bunch of people, Pennywise, and
so it was a real grungy, like underground rock and roll type.
Type
vibe.
But they only bought us, tell you the truth, they only bought us because our name was the Alcoholics, and that's all the motherfuckers doing, getting toe up. Yeah, the whole time. Like we got hella footage on tape on VHS and all that back there, whatever they had. We got like hours and hours of this crazy. A lot of it's gonna be in our documentary. We got a documentary.
Okay.
I got one on my own self, and then I have one with them with Javon Swift.
Sorry.
Cause I want to tell the Al Green story and all that shit in my, and all that, like all the trouble I was in and all this crazy stuff in my story, but it'll be too long for everybody's story individually.
So it's all good.
Yeah.
Jumping back to the music, did you consciously title your second album Coast to Coast as kind of a way to kind of hope that cooler heads would prevail in kind of the East and West Coast rivalry? Was that a conscious decision?
Nah, I think that was before the beef. We had named it Coast to Coast because we was getting all this like what do you call it? Was getting recognition from touring. So we was trying to tell them that our music wasn't just gang banging, LA, Crip, Blood, the same old, everybody, So we was trying to say our music. I guess it's before we was going overseas because we just said coast to coast. We should have said international or some shit, you know what I'm saying? But that was the only thing. It had nothing to do with the beef. But the crazy part that there be a lot of little things that people don't know about the licks, like as far as our history with the road. Like we've been on tour with a lot of people that nobody, like we was speaking of the beef, in the middle of the beef, the middle of the motherfucker, we was on the tour with Biggie, and we was the only group from LA on that tour. You know what I'm saying? We was opening up like a motherfucker. You know, we only had 15 minutes to open up to. And we did our little songs and was right with all the whoever was. We toured the whole country, but like you'll never see that shit on footage because we was the opening act. You know what I'm saying? So you know, we was out there with the superstars, but we was there with the people sitting down and shit, the seats and all that. Like, you know.
We've definitely given some shout outs to people who aren't with us anymore. And, you know, you talk about Biggie now, and I always like to, you know, do whatever I can to keep the memories of all of these hip hop legends alive. Do you have any fond memories or stories about Biggie?
Me and Biggie, like Biggie on the tour, we didn't really get a chance to really kick it. Really, it's more like me and Lil C's and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like they was hella busy, and we was on some having fun shit, and it was super big, super like I don't know, I can't think of like I just know that one time we this ain't really no crazy story, but I know one time we was trapped, and it was a shootout. It was like was in Chicago, and it was like a hell of a like fight that broke out upstairs, but the dressing room was downstairs below the club. You know what I'm saying? And they had this big bar, the bar was like for I don't know how long it was. Like that's the first thing I know. Is like this is the biggest bar I ever seen in my life because it's that shit hanging, like all these bottles hanging and everything. But in the midst of that shit, these motherfuckers like broke the bar upstairs, the shit hanging and everything, and like all the bottles that was at this humongous ass bar broke on the ground, and we're underneath the whole party. You know what I'm saying? So all of a sudden this fight broke out and this shootout broke out and shit or whatever was going on upstairs, and they locked the door so we couldn't get out or get in. And it felt like the floor was gonna break, but the whole thing is that it kept going like this, and all of a sudden all the liquor that was on the floor upstairs busted through the ceiling, and it just rained on everybody downstairs. Hella Hennessy, nasty shit like Hennessy and bourbon and all this shit is coming like it's raining on you because it's coming from the floor upstairs and shit. And I just remember Biggie was mad as I never seen him that mad. You know what I'm saying? And then that motherfucker got that can, he was whacking the shit. And he was telling the motherfuckers open the door and all this crazy chaos. And they was like, nah, we gotta leave y'all down there because they upstairs shooting and shit. And there's only one way out. It was a nightmare. But that ain't no story I want to leave for the Biggie fans and shit. Like Biggie was the greatest dude, showed us love. He's the reason we was on the tour. We had to go through him, like get his blessings to come. You know what I'm saying? It was an idea. And you know, we had some hot records out, and they was like, he fucked with the alcoholics. And then on top of that, he told us that King T was his favorite rapper. He said, listen to my style. He said, now go back and listen to a King T record. And I never put it two and two together. I was like, damn. Like if you go back and listen to a King T record, then you listen to just think Biggie, you'll laugh. And I ain't talking about what he's talking about. I'm talking about just the flow. You know what I'm saying?
Like how he rapped, yeah.
Go back to listen to an old King T record, you'll get it. But I swear to God, Biggie used to tell us all the time that King T was his favorite rapper coming up. He said, I had Brooklyn rocking with that King T shit, man. He had the gauge, he had the gun on the album cover and all that shit. And I was like, damn, man. But Biggie was like the coolest motherfucker in the Junior Mafia too. And it was sad because they used to come to us like, what's up with your West Coast boys? And I was like, man, I don't even know Tupac, homie. Like, I know Snoop and all them, but I don't know. I said, but they pissed, nigga. I said, but they pissed at you, nigga. But I was like, man, we was on a tour, and it was a trip because we was on the Biggie tour, and after we got off the stage, nobody knew we was from Cali. Even though we said California, LA, and every song, they always associated us being like East Coast rappers for some reason. You know what I'm saying? I had no clue why. I was like, man, they must not listen too good or something.
Did you, I know you said you have a long friendship with Corrupt. Did you communicate with him at all during all this? Or was he did you ever talk to him when some of the East Coast people would step to you and be like, hey, what's going on with everybody out West?
I mean, the whole thing is that if it went down, I was rolling with my LA folks because that's what I grew up in. Nah, man, Corrupt and them was mad about they got shot at, man. So they was like, man, fuck them. Like and I was trying to tell him, like, you don't even like, dude, you tripping. Like, there's the actions of a couple people is gonna fuck up a whole coast against a whole coast. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, I said, I just came off the tour, man. Them like just mad. It was mad, man. Y'all, it's about to be a bloodbath, man. Some city gonna be a bloodbath. Watch. And I was just like, man, I don't understand the mentality, you know, of the whole shit. So, and I didn't even know the bad boy motherfuckers and all that, except Biggie. You know what I'm saying? I'm tripping because I would have, but the beef was really kind of put out there that Tupac was tripping. You know what I'm saying? Because I was with Biggie's people, and they would guarantee me that he had nothing to do with the shooting, nothing to do with this, nothing to do with it. I believed him. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, I didn't understand the mentality. I didn't understand I just thought it was to sell records and shit. So I was friends with both. I never met Tupac. You know what I'm saying? I love his music. I love what he represented. I love everything, but I never met him. And Biggie showed me love. So, I represent my coast, but all that other shit, man,
For sure.
Um,
Let's jump over to your solo album, Rap Life. What can you tell us about that? Why did you decide to go solo for that?
You said, why did I?
Yeah. What did you have
For
to
the
say
album?
as Tash, a solo artist, as opposed to a member of the Alcoholics?
I mean, we kind of made that the plan when we first had started out together and everything, because J-Ro was a solo artist and I was a solo artist. And really, we kind of got it from, not saying got it from Wu-Tang, we got that it could work from Wu-Tang. Like, you're in a group, but you can still do a solo album. And we watched Old Dirty Bastard blow up. We watched Method Man. We watched everybody. You know what I'm saying? I told him, I said, because me and J-Ro, like I said, we rap totally different subject matter. I got a song called Rico, got hoes. You know what I'm saying? J-Ro, he ain't got one of those. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? So we always planned on doing solo projects together. Like, if you noticed, since our last, I don't even know what our last album was, but J-Ro's put out like 2 or 3 solo albums on his own. He put out one overseas. They mostly come out overseas, I think. Because he got 2 out over there, 1 album over here. But but the whole thing is that the Rap Life album was presented to me because Sony, I don't know, at the time, a lot of people were saying I was a good rapper and all that stuff, and they were saying, like, basically, have you ever thought about doing a solo album? And I was like, nah, not really, and everything. I used to, I'm a solo artist in my origin, but that was like 6, 7 years ago and everything. And then I had a meeting with Sony, and they was like, look, you could pull it off, and I was like, yeah, I can pull it off. And then that's what maybe, they put all that money on the table, and I said, well, it's time to, it was way harder than a duo album or whatever you call it, because back then everybody was doing 3 verses. They don't do 3 verses no more. They do 2 and they out of there. You know what I'm saying? But back then you had to write all 3 verses. Then you ain't got your boys. You got to come up with the hook. You got to know if the beat is hot by yourself or not. That's what I miss, all the camaraderie.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I love the title track and the video at the end with you and Raekwon, and like you're trying to one up each other, and then at the end it says the winner is hip hop. I thought that was brilliant. Like, how do you guys come up with that concept, or just even that competitive nature of the concept of the video?
I remember I was watching something, and I was watching some movie, and then Chris Robinson and me were thinking of ideas or something like that. And I remember I came with the original concept of it. And I remember the first thing I thought of was, what if he had a big ass fish, but I had a great white shark and all this, you know what I mean? That was the first thing I thought of. And what if he had and then it started like that. Then Chris Robinson wrote the treatment for it. And then we ended up shooting that in Inglewood, Hollywood Park, where I crashed my Corvette that day into the wall on the horse track, shooting the video.
Oh wow!
Now, if you ever look at the end of the video, after we shot the part when I was on the track, it kind of turned all the cameras off and shit. So for some reason, I just gunned it. I was in the Corvette and I was on a horse track. I was like, let me see how fast this thing go on the dirt and shit. You know what I'm saying? And I started rolling, and I didn't realize that in dirt you gotta give yourself an extra 30 feet to stop and shit, man. So I slammed on they was like, hey, you scaring the horses and shit. So I slammed on the brakes and everything. When I slammed on the brakes, the car kept sliding. You know what I'm saying? I was like, bow, right into the wall. It was my car too.
I've got a few other questions, but Jamal, by all means, I want you to, ask some of the other stuff I know you wanted to talk to Tash about. So please feel free.
Hey,
Yeah.
can I say one more thing real quick while you asked me that last question about rap life and
Of course.
Raekwon
Yeah.
and the thing with Corrupt? What I wanted to do with when I came out with the song with Raekwon, that was my first single, and it was in the middle of the East Coast West Coast shit, right?
Mm.
I think. Nah, it might have been over with by then. Yeah, it was over with by then.
I
But
think
it was
Rap
still.
Life was 99, if I'm not
Yeah, it was
mistaken.
99.
Yeah. That's right. It was over with by then. But what I did want to do is show them that I can get down with anybody, anywhere. So what I did was to show them that West Coast artists and East Coast artists get along. I did a song with my first single with Raekwon. Then my second single, I did it with Corrupt, Snoop, and Exhibit.
Mhm.
But I did it like that to show them I'm versatile and I can rap with anybody. And what's this beef all about? We got East Coast people that love us. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I did it, East Coast and West Coast singles. But I don't know why I threw that in there. But
He
No,
actually did
my head.
answer. He actually did answer my question. I was going to ask if the beef, kind of affected the relationships within his own label at Loud. If like there are any East Coast artists who kind of had like reservations with working with the West Coast artists at the time because they didn't want to, if they didn't want to ruffle any feathers, because Biggie was, the East Coast,
Nah, they
at the
stayed out
time.
of it. They didn't know Biggie like that. Nobody, Wu-Tang, all them, they knew him, but they realized it was stupid because
Mhm,
that's two motherfuckers. That's Pac, that's Biggie, that's Puffy, that's
mhm.
Suge. Four people.
Mhm.
And they
Yeah.
realized that was it. They said Pac is tripping, but we ain't gonna sit here and but I know one thing, there was a lot of rappers that couldn't go to East Coast. I mean, a lot of rappers from LA that couldn't go to the East Coast around that time.
Mhm.
It was more serious than like boots getting fucked up, you know what I'm saying? And like vice versa, you know what I'm saying?
Were
There's
you
a lot of
guys
shit
still
you didn't hear
able
about.
to? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Huh?
Were
Nah, I
you
just said it was
guys
a lot of
still
stuff
able
that
to travel freely?
yeah, that's what I said. We was on tour with Biggie.
Mhm.
I stayed in New York. I went to Goblin Studio to do the some album. We weren't even considered in all that shit. Like, because my homeboys, they realized how, a waste of time that was. And,
You
they
mentioned
when nobody went.
yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jamal.
Oh no. I mean, just to kind of just go along with that. In the midst of the East Coast, West Coast stuff, at the time, how did you guys all feel about, the rise of the South and how that sound was coming in? Were you guys, trying to see how you guys could, take some of those sounds and incorporate it with your music, or was it kind of just establishing the West Coast sound and the East Coast sound, or just kind of establishing your own thing?
I mean, like I said, first and foremost, we musicians, man. So we kind of, if you like, I did this song. I did this we call that what's the thing with a whole bunch of songs on it?
Like
Like
a compilation,
Compilation.
or
okay, yeah, I said compilation. But what it was called Control Freak. No, it was called Publicity Stunt. And what I did, I went and I looked back at my whole career and I said, you know what? I'm gonna do an album because people might have known that I did shit with Raekwon and everything, but they don't even know I did this song with Kid Rock did the beat. You know what I'm saying? Or
Mhm.
they might know I did a song with some people might know I did a song with Q-Tip and Most Def, but they might not know I did a song with Pharrell. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I went and I looked at all the features that I did over the years and everything on their shit, my shit and everything. And I just want to use, familiar names because I looked at my features. I got a whole thing with, I keep all my features I've done over the years, and it was like in the thousands. So basically I said, just to nip it down to people that have a name or had a record out or something like that. And that was still like 300 or some features, you know what I'm saying, from the 90s till now. And so I narrowed it down to like 70 something features, you know what I'm saying? And I tried to put it out through Empire, but like it was on CDs and shit. It was like it take 3 CDs of all these songs and everything. But it just it's a trip how like all these features, the different types of people that I work with. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
yeah,
It's like I don't know what it is, but it's like we attract everybody. Like I could do a song with E40 and I could turn around and do a song with you name it, with Singer Seal. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? You know,
But I just think that's a testament to the quality of your music and the quality and the universal appeal of it. So, you know, mad props, because hip hop, even still 40 some years later, still is kind of put in a box sometimes because of its sound and look. But I think you especially, and you know, the Smokeaholics now, I think you guys definitely transcended that. And so you definitely deserve your props for that.
Definitely, most
thank you,
definitely.
sir. Thank you. And can I tell you what I've been up to?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's one of my questions. But by all means, yeah, jump right into it, sir.
All right, this don't really have nothing to do with J1 Swift, but you know, I'm getting older, I'm getting up there and everything, and I knew this was gonna happen at some point. But this is a quick crazy story. I started managing this guy, Junior Boy. He's a rapper out of Dallas, Texas. He's 26 years old, but he's straight. This is how it happened. He evidently he had a dream. I've never met him. I mean, I at this point I hadn't met him yet, but he had a dream and stuff. He said God told him to get tasked with alcoholics to be your manager. He's gonna take you to the top or some shit. And I never even thought about being a manager, but I called the number that my boy Kenny told me to call this number and talk to him. I talked to him and everything. He only had one song that he had. No, he had some albums that he put out that didn't go nowhere. But he had one song with a name and everything, and it was a dude by the name of Bryson Tiller. You heard of him? Bryson Tiller. And so that got my ears going. That got my ears going up and everything. And I said, I'm not a manager, but I know a lot of people. I'm more like the plug. You know what I'm saying? And I said, let me see what I can do with this. So I took the Bryson Tiller song and I shopped it around. I took it to everybody, Sony, Universal, Monty Lipman, all these different people, and Snoop and all these people. Nothing happened with it. So I told him that. I said, man, you know, you gotta come back with some more ammunition, some more bullets in your gun. Just keep pushing, man. I said, but they love that Bryson Tiller song. He didn't even shoot a video for that song and everything. And he told me, he said, watch, January, I'm gonna come back. And he said, I want you to be my manager because God told me this. And I said, all right, this was last year or something. So fast forward to January 3rd, he called me back and he was like, dude, he said, get the management. He said, look at your email. Man, over that little time period for like 3 or 4 months that I just let him breathe. When I was calling maybe once in a while, I say, what's up? I wouldn't even think about managing. This motherfucker, he went this song. I got the paperwork, I got the songs, I got the receipts for what he paid up. I got songs with NBA Youngboy. You heard of him?
Yeah.
Pooh Shiesty. You heard of Pooh Shiesty?
Oh, dang.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I got the paperwork, all this shit. I got a song with Nipsey Hussle when he was still alive. They did. I got the video coming with the footage when they recorded it. I got a song with Yo Gotti, and he's hard by himself. He's self-sufficient. Like he didn't need no whole bunch of guest appearances, but they was fucking with him and this and that. But he came back and got me to manage, and that was so much shit on my plate. I said I gotta call somebody bigger than me to walk me into these meetings and everything. So I called I called my man Abel Mason. With by the way, that's Janet Jackson manager. You know what I'm saying? And so he saw this shit that I had. He said, "Damn, Tash, you gotta sign him immediately." Signed him up. Then he called me back and said, "You know what I could do with this, Tash? I can make a lot of money with this. What you got in your hands right now." So he said, why don't you let me walk this into these big, this big shit and everything, like the Jordan company, because the dude has a song called Jumpman. He knows all these people. So actually me and Abel became a partnership team. It's called Amplified Music or Amplified Management or Amplified, it's called AMP for short. But basically we about to drop these songs with like these features I said, and he's self-sufficient. We got him on the soundtrack with Mark Wahlberg and everything. So shout out Junior Boy. Probably never heard that name by now, yet, but it's coming, man. It's coming.
Hear about him soon.
Yeah, well,
that's tight, man.
We'll definitely look forward to it. And
look for the one with NBA Youngboy. That's the one. I wish he did have some legal troubles when we shoot this video. That's the one right there, And Pooh Shiesty, man. We about to shoot that video. He in legal trouble. Come on, y'all. Let's get it together.
Yeah, well, they can definitely learn from your experiences and, the trials and tribulations you guys have, faced in your careers. One other quick question I had is you guys, first of all, I want to go on the record and say that I think E Swift is an underrated producer. He is super dope. So with that too, for him to invite other producers or to get other, people behind the boards for some of your records is saying a lot. You guys, I think, were on the cutting edge of like I know Danger Mouse had done the Gray album already, but like you guys had Danger Mouse on your Firewater album right before Crazy hit, and you guys had the Neptunes back in the early aughts. What was it about their beats and their sounds, you know, that made you guys go damn, no pun intended?
I don't know. I think we met Danger Mouse through was it DJ Lethal from House of Pain? I forgot how we met Danger Mouse, but I always thought he was a creative. That's another one that I said I dropped that I dropped that compilation because a lot of people don't know that the Alcoholics did a song with CeeLo Green over Danger Mouse beat. It was on Danger Mouse album, but nobody would ever know that unless I told them. But Danger Mouse, he was just a different cut dude, man. He was like, he reminded me of Mad Lib. He put Mad Lib in a lot of position, you know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
He reminded me a lot of Mad Lib. The real artsy, real creative.
And how did you connect with Pharrell and Chad then? I know that's jumping back in time a little bit, but for that Best You Can song.
Pharrell, that's a really a man of his word. I give him that because I think the story goes I bumped into him. We bumped into him, but I was a big fan of Pharrell at the time because you gotta realize we did this before Pharrell was Pharrell. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Even though he's popping with the noise. He was popping with the noise. The what? And him and the Neptunes and everything. And I said this is the most creative. I fuck with them and everything. And I happened to see. I don't know why I saw him at something. Man, he said, "Man, I'm a big ass Alcoholic fan. I'm a big Tash fan. I'm a big Woo Woo fan." And this and that. And he said, man, if you know, and I thought he was bullshit because he was Pharrell, not Pharrell, but he was humongous at the time. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was already humongous before he was humongous, sir. And he told me, he said, man, if you ever want to do something, let me know. And then he just lived up to it. We flew to Virginia and flew to Virginia and did it at his studio, him and Chad's studio.
That's awesome. That's one of my, and I know I had mentioned to you too in our and when we were setting this up, I said, yeah, that's one of my favorite Neptunes beats, and you guys just absolutely did your thing on it. So
and the crazy part about that, we flew out there to do it. It is a trip because we did that before the Neptune. I mean, before Grinding by the what's this group again?
Clips.
The Clips. They hadn't even no actually. That's exactly when they came out because when we were in Vegas, I said Vegas, when we were in Virginia, Pharrell introduced me to this dude, and while he was working on the beat, I got off the plane, I did my shit immediately because I was like, I wanted this other beat Pharrell had did that was 10 times harder than the beat that he used, and I was pissed off because I thought he was getting the other beat. He said, "Nah, I got at the wall," and I was like, "Oh, that's the one." And I had wrote the rap to this whole other beat. You know what I'm saying?
Was it the grinding beat?
Nah, it wasn't a grinding beat because you know why? Because that's the point. That's the story I was about to say is that when I was there, when I was in Miami, I said, damn, I keep missing these cities up. When I was in Virginia, he told his homeboy, he said, "Hey man, that's Tash. He just laid his verse." And dude was like, "What's up, man? What's up, homie?" Da, da, da. He said, "You want to get out of here, man? Because they're gonna be working on this shit for a minute, mixing it in. J-Wo got to do his verse and everything." I said, "Yeah, man, tell me to get some food and let's hit the town. I'm in here, man. I want to see Virginia. That's a lovely ass city too, man. Virginia. What was that? It was by the Hampton. By the College Hamptons or whatever. But anyway, I got to know the motherfucker. I was like, yeah, okay, check it. He said, I rap too, homie. And I said, yeah, okay. And I was just thinking like, okay, everybody tell me that. Every motherfucker that meet me tell me they rap, like, whatever. And as soon as we got back home, the clip shit dropped with the grinding. Oh my God. I was like, that's the dude I was just chilling with. You know what I'm saying? That shit blew me away, man. I was like, that was the hardest beat ever to be. At that time when it came out, that beat kind of describes me. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you could put my face should be on that beat right there. That's like my personality.
That beat was hard, man.
You had mentioned earlier a little bit, and I definitely want to give you a platform to speak on it a little bit more if you want. Your Smokeaholics and your Strand and your brand and everything like that. I know you're working on the management stuff, but you're also entering the marijuana business. What has that experience been like?
Well, tell you the truth, I don't even feel like talking about all that. You know what I mean? I'll tell you like this. I'm gonna tell you like this. Go to on you can go to IG, it's Smokeaholics, and everything that I would sit here for an hour and explain to you about this is the alcoholics have a strand called Smokeaholics, but we have all kinds of, like, my personal strand is called it's really supposed to piggyback off the Corrupt and the Moon Rocks. How you gonna get to the moon? How you gonna get to the moon without a astronaut? That was my strand and everything. But we come with J-Ro got the OG J-Ro, so he got the J, he got something. We all got strands and all kinds of things. But please go to that and y'all can check me out on IG too. I don't got a lot of followers. I got like 17,000 followers or something, but it's Tash _ of the alcoholics, and keep in tune with me because I got a lot of. I just shot the video, like I said, Saturday, and I think that's gonna really bring the real hip hop shit back to where it's supposed to be. For now, you know what I'm saying?
No,
Really
wonderful.
promote the song. It's called Smokeaholic, and it's really promoting the brand. But I made it to a good song. It actually was produced by I don't know if y'all heard it. You ever heard of Mad Lib that we put out?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I put out. But Mad Lib's bro, he has a brother named Ono that's killing him. Ono is like
Oh yeah.
he's just as dope as Mad Lib and everything. We all started out together. I took Mad Lib on a tour when I was young and everything. And he still complains about it to this day. Because he wrote in an article. I thought he was gonna say something good about us and everything. He said, yeah, I went on the tour with the alcoholics and came back broke. Like, nigga,
Wasn't he on your second album though too? Or like
yeah, the first one, he
second
produced a
album?
lot on the first one too. I was like,
Yeah.
nigga, we all, as a promotional tour, we all came back broke. What you talking about, man? But I was like, whatever, dude. But anyway, I love to do the death, man. Mad Lib brother, oh no, he did he laced me with some hip hop shit.
That's dope. Well, we certainly don't want to take up any more of your time. It's been great talking with you. And I would always like to give the artist the last word. Is there anything, I know we've talked about a lot. Is there anything else you want to cover or speak on that we haven't?
Nah, that's pretty, because it's about an hour now, man. So I know everybody's been sitting here listening to my shit this whole time. So I just want to say peace and thank you to everybody that ever, just rolled with us from day one till now, man. We still here. We, like I said, I stopped drinking, so I'm fully focused on the shit I got to do to, bring this hip hop to back to where it's supposed to be, because I think that there is a market out there for people like me, and I just got to tap in with me.
And then lastly, before you go, could you do us the honor of giving West Coast Styles a drop?
Where now?
Yeah.
All right, West Coast Styles a drop. Shit. Yeah, what's up, y'all? This your homeboy Flashy Tashy from the world famous Smokeaholic Clique. And I'm shouting out my homeboys from West Coast. What did I say?
West Coast Styles.
West Coast Styles. I said I blew that one. What's up, y'all? This Flashy. Huh?
Oh, go ahead.
Yo, what's up, y'all? This Flashy Tashy, man. I'm over here kicking my West Coast style, man. Keep it West, man. Keep it West. Keep it the best. Stay truly God bless. Tash from the Licks, baby. 100.
Cool. Thank you so much, sir. I will let you get back on the road. I know you're sitting in a parked car in heat.
Yeah, I'm about to pull out right now while y'all on the phone. I'm gone, y'all. Please.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Tash. It's been a pleasure.
My pleasure, man. Y'all keep it tuned with me. Keep it tuned with me. Send me this when it come out too.
Oh, will do. Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep.
Right,
And
yep,
you've always got a platform with us, you and your artists. Let's definitely keep the lines of communication open and we'll just keep doing our thing.
Yeah, you got my number too. Give it to Jamal. And if y'all need to holler at me, just let me know.
All right, we'll do. All right, man. Take care.
All right,
child. Peace.
Peace.
Peace. Salute. I'll turn this motherfucker off. There we go.